Hello, I'm James, I'm with Ben, and we're from Legacy Motors to answer some frequently questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so the first question is, what made you want to start YouTube?
It seems like a very good opportunity, to get our business out there and inevitably make our dreams come true and possibly have some fun and help some people along the way.
The second question is, why did you want to start working on cars?
Well, my dad always had loads of cars, like the classic Fords and a few other things. Just grew up around them, was always interested in them. Did it at college. Didn't really get a chance to work with cars after college. The demand just wasn't quite there for a young lad that's just passed his qualifications at college.
Yeah.
So it sort of took a back burner. So I've decided to do it sort of the hard way, spend my own cash, do my own business, and try and make something, in the long run, to try and have our own garage where hopefully people can, not get having to be charged stupid money for things like some garages do.
Yeah.
Not all garages do, and some kind of have to, but, trying to make it where we can help and keep people sort of in pocket.
Cool. The third question is, who do you look up to?
In terms of cars, or in terms of just a person?
Both. In terms of, I'm guessing both.
In terms of anything car related, I was born in the 90s, so growing up as a kid in the early 2000s, pretty much everyone I think that's into cars looked up to Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, James May. Also had a fond thing for Mike Brewer, loved the Wheeler Dealers, and watching things like a 4x4 is born, an MG is born, because he used to go very in depth into the bits that he was doing and the work that he was doing. So in terms of car related stuff, probably those people, maybe a couple of more. In life, I don't know. Mostly my dad, my mum, but mainly my nan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fourth one is, what is your favourite car?
Ford Capri. Gotta be a Ford Capri. Many different versions.
Yeah.
I'd say my favourite is probably Midnight Black 2.8i or a bright orange race prepped V8 Piranha.
Nice. Number 5, what was the hardest car you've worked on?
Hardest? Hardest in terms of hard to get things on, off, work with. I don't know, they're all pretty much the same. Some are slightly trickier in certain places.
Yeah.
But hardest to keep my cool with was when I was at college. I was working on a 2-year-old PT Cruiser, and the instant I went to undo the bolts to try and remove the rear axle, first 2 of 4 bolts snapped.
Yeah.
So then I had to drill them out, and it's odd because the bolts snapped very easily, but I destroyed many drill bits trying to drill them out.
Yeah.
So that's probably the hardest in terms of, trying to stay sane.
Yeah.
That was definitely a hard day.
Yeah.
Very hard day.
Number 6, what are you doing to Joe's car?
Well, in a weird way, fixing it. What it is obviously Joe doesn't have a lot of money, and he hit a wall recently, destroyed his intercooler, radiator, AC rad, bumper, destroyed the lot.
Yeah.
So he needed desperately to get his car back on the road. but for as absolutely cheap as possible. So I happen to have the front end out of a Corsa, Vauxhall Corsa D, I think it was.
Yeah.
And although yes, his car is an Astra, and they're not the same by any means, but we did manage to make it work so that he could use his car for a few weeks at least, until he's got some cash together to get a whole new radiator, an intercooler, front bumper. I mean, the bumper's not so bad, it's usable at the moment.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's working. It's definitely a bodge, and it's not something that I would advise. Definitely not something I would do on like a customer's car, for instance. But to get yourself out of Stuck, that's definitely a way around it, and there will be a full video obviously in the near future sort of showing what we did and why we did it. But the long and short of it is we're just trying to get him out of some trouble at the moment, so he doesn't end up having to fork out loads of money.
Where did you grow up, and did that affect who you became?
Well, I mean, I grew up and now still live at Little Estate in Maidstone. Yeah, I would say, you know, it definitely affected things. I mean, there was always people, every weekend we used to go out on like the motorbikes and quads up the field. One of my cousins, or one of my cousins' dads even, you know, he always had cars. He used to do a lot of banger racing and stuff, and he always had loads of cars that he was working on, fixing for people. And I used to sort of always be there looking in, sort of learning, I guess, before I really even realised that I was learning per se, and just picking up on certain things.
Number 8, what do you think is your biggest failure?
Not a very patient person. That's why Joe is a massive help, because Joe is very patient and he's very methodical. You know, we all have our own knowledges, everyone in the team. But I'm very much, I like to get things done. I don't like to wait around. You know, time is money at the end of the day.
Yeah. Who do you consider to be your biggest competitor?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people out there. I mean, Mike Brewer's probably number one. But no, there's a lot of people out there. We're all doing our own things. It's a competitive industry. I don't really at this moment in time have any specific competitors, but you know, it's still early days for us. We're still growing. I'm sure at some point we're going to be, you know, getting in someone's way, or, you know, competing in some way, shape or form. But at the moment, no one really.
What advice would you give to someone wanting to start a car business or YouTube channel?
Well, it's expensive on the side of cars. You know, actually on the side of YouTube, because you know you need, you know, cameras and, you know, bits and bobs to shoot videos and that. With the cars, it can be very expensive. You know, a lot of people, you see a lot of videos where people say like, we've bought this car, we've fixed the car, stuff like that. Like when you watch Wheeler Dealers, for instance, you know, he goes to professional people and he's got to pay out money for them to do certain jobs. That all comes out your profit, and that is a very hard line to sort of balance on.
Yeah.
I would suggest doing anything you can by yourself, but at the same time, if there's anything that you're not sure on, always seek professional advice.
Number 11 is, are there automotive personality broadcasts that have helped you to succeed in your field?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've got the normal ones, you know, learning stuff from, you know, like the likes of the big trio from Top Gear.
Yeah.
how to present, how to sort of look at things, trying to get good shots. But more recently, Richard Hammond mainly, Jeremy Clarkson in an inspirational kind of way with everything he's doing with his farm, and he's trying to help people, which, you know, we can all admire. But Richard the most, because obviously he's come from doing the Grand Tour. I know they still do a couple of specials, but he's opened up his classic car restoration company, the smallest cog, and, you know, in watching that series, you get to see just how rough certain things can be. You know, there are so many expenses that you don't realise.
Yeah.
And sort of him going through it all and televising it all, it shows a lot of people, you know, it can be done.
Yeah.
You know, it shows the hardships and stuff, but it shows that it can be done, and I think that inspired me. So I think it inspires many people as well.
What made you want to start a new broadcast or video products about your topic?
I think it's just to get it out there. I think with the way the world is these days, you know, there's a massive opportunity to get anything that you're doing out there in front of people, and really you've got to, because it's the only way to gain recognition and opportunities in order to further yourself.
Yeah. How do you make your broadcast stand out from others in its category?
Well, I don't really know about making it stand out. You know, like I say, we're not very big, we're still quite new. But I think my method is just, you know, showing everyone pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You know, staying true. Everything that we do, it is us. It's not someone scripting something. It's not someone saying, oh, you've got to do this to get views. We have ideas and we do what we want to do, and we're honest and open with it, and we just hope that that is interesting to other people too.
What are your best content marketing strategies?
Well, I don't really have any strategies, technically speaking. Like I said, we do what we do it truthfully and open.
Yeah.
You know, we try to make sure that we show everything, not just the information, not just the transformation of, you know, a vehicle that's been left in the dumps and we fixed it up.
Yeah.
But also the fun side, the family side, because, you know, we are a family business.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to, you know, do what we do, make profit, hopefully give people some good advice on things that they may be stuck on.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, have some fun along the way.
Number 15, what's one piece of advice you can give to share with the listeners?
Well, you'll never get anywhere until you've taken that first step. There comes a point, if you have an inspiration, a dream, something that you want to do, and it may be hard, and you're a bit daunted by the fact of trying to go for it. I think maybe just remember that if you give up, you're guaranteed to not get where you want to be.
Yeah.
At least if you take a step forward, there's a chance. May not always be a big chance, but there's a chance. And always try to move forward.
Yeah. Where can listeners learn more about you, us, and the business?
We're on all our socials. I'm sure that there'll be a link somewhere below. YouTube, Legacy Motors, TikTok, Legacy Motors, my personal TikTok, Ben Spice, and Instagram. I'm sure, like I say, we can have all our socials posted somewhere down below, and hopefully you'll follow the journey, join the team, and we'll see more stuff out for you guys, and hopefully get some comments, some ideas of what to do next.
Yeah. And the last question is, what is next for us?
Well, at the moment we are finishing up with Joe's car, trying to get that fixed.
Yeah.
There's going to be some small content. I'm doing some bits and bobs on my car, you know, just some content based around the fact that, you know, not a lot of people can afford to fix certain problems with their cars. So we do things our way, you know, doing it from home kind of way, so that you can sort of learn to do things not just cheaper, but doing it yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because anyone can do it. Once you've learnt something, you can put it into action,
Yeah.
and get it done. We good?
Yeah.
Other things that we're looking to do in the future, we've got a couple of road tests that we want to do. Not necessarily like brand new cars, it's just cars that we either like, find interesting, or maybe
Yeah.
cars that, you know, the viewers have asked us to do, if possible.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple of funny little plans, some little games per se, like a couple of like Top Gear challenges, you know, cheap car, go here to here, and some challenges along the way kind of thing.
Yeah.
We haven't really worked out the logistics of that sort of stuff at the moment, but it's definitely something that we're interested in doing. Hopefully we can hear back from you guys, you know, things that you might like us to try and do. At the moment we're limited to this country for obvious financial reasons, but who knows, in the future, if things go well, we could do some things, you know, go across the spine of Africa in 4x4s like the old Top Gear did. That would be fun.
Road testing.
Road testing, you know, go across, getting to test the latest and greatest of cars, and hopefully, you know, it'll all be a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it too.
Right, well, thank you for answering the question, and thank you for watching the video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.